This is an introductory lecture about the oxidation reduction reaction. Oxidation reduction reaction are also being abbreviated as the redox reaction. A quick definition of oxidation reduction or redox reaction is that they involve the transfer of electron from one substance to another. Consider this example. Suppose we have a species A and it transfers electron to a species B. So if this process is a oxidation reduction reaction, so the answer to your question is yes. Why? Because there is transfer of electron from one substance to another. So whenever there is transfer of electron from one substance to another, that process must be oxidation reduction reaction. Before moving further, we have to see that what is the importance of studying the oxidation reduction reactions in our daily life. So consider your own human body and your biological system, like the circulatory system, respiratory, nervous system, or you name any other system. All these systems, they involve the chemical reaction where there is transfer of electron. Similarly, the process of photosynthesis, combustion, rotting, all these processes also involve the transfer of electron. So they all fall in the category of oxidation reduction reaction. Have you ever seen your gadgets like the laptop, batteries, wristwatches, calculator? All these gadgets also involve the chemical processes where there is transfer of electrons. So they also fall in the category of oxidation reduction reaction. Now we have to see discretely that what is basically the reduction and oxidation process is. So first consider the reduction process. The reduction process is whenever there is gain of electrons, that process must be the reduction. Similarly, the opposite of it, whenever there is loss of electron, we say that that process must be the oxidation. Consider this example. Suppose species A is giving electron to species B. So what is happening here is actually that species A is losing electron to species B. So whenever there is loss of electron, so that process must be the oxidation one. So what is happening here is basically the oxidation when the species A or substance A is losing electron. And the reverse is happening here. This species B or substance B is gaining electrons from A, so this process must be the reduction one. So whenever there is gain of electron, that process must be reduction, and whenever there is loss of electron, that process must be oxidation. To remember this, these terminologies and the processes, there is a simple trick. Just remember this terminology, and that terminology is oil rig. Yes, so O stands for oxidation. So oxidation involves loss of electron. So whenever there is loss of electron, the process must be oxidation. Similarly, whenever there is gain of electron, that process must be reduction. So what you need to do is just remember that oil rig. Okay, whenever there is loss of electron, the process must be oxidation, and whenever there is gain of electron, that process must be reduction. Now consider a simple example. This is an example that sodium combines with chloride to form sodium chloride. Okay, this sodium chloride. Okay. Sodium chloride, it is your common table salt. You also know this, that sodium chloride is a ionic compound. Ionic compound means that it must be like this: sodium ions combining with the chloride ions forming the sodium chloride. So we have to see that what actually happened, that two independent compounds, and those two compounds are the neutral and they form ionic compound. So what was the process actually, so that the neutral compound form a compound which is ionic or having the ion or having the charges? Okay, so something must be happening that has converted sodium into sodium ions. Similarly, something must happen that actually we have to write like this, that chloride is being converted into chloride ions. Okay, so what is the process? So sodium has loose electron, okay, to form the sodium ionic thing, and the chloride must have gained the electron to form the chloride ions. Okay, we can write it discretely that the sodium must have loose electron to form the sodium ion. Similarly, the chloride must have gained the electron to form the chloride ion. So according to our definition, oil and rig, so whenever there is loss of electron, that process called as the oxidation one. So it must be oxidation because sodium is losing electron to form the sodium ion. Similarly, in this process, the chloride is gaining electron to form the chloride ion. So this process is reduction. So we can write it like this, that sodium chloride combining to form this ionic compound. So I can also write this that it's in atomic form, so it has a zero charge. Similarly, it's in neutral form, so it have zero charge, and it has -1 and +1. So what is actually happening here, that sodium is moving from state 0 to +1. So 0 to +1. So this process is oxidation. Okay, and chloride is moving from 0 to -1, so the process must be reduction. Okay,